Hey there, I'm Randy Zimnak, and in this episode, we're actually going to talk about how to help a buyer break their rental lease ethically in order to buy a house. So a couple of months ago, I actually met with one of our buyer clients, and they were interested in buying a property. And specifically, they wanted something that was renovated, so it was perfect for us because we obviously work with a lot of investors. One thing that she brought up was like that they have a lease, and the lease wasn't up for like 4 or 5 months from from the time when we were meeting. And her initial thought, which is the right thought, is, well, I guess we should start looking after or closer to when my lease is running out. And I tend to think a little bit differently. I said, well, what if we start now, get you pre-approved, and what if we actually find a property that is an amazing property for you right now, and then what if I actually help you by giving you a script to talk to your landlord on how to potentially break your lease, but do it in an ethical way. And she was shocked. She was like, really? Like, can we really do that? And I was like, absolutely, you can. I was like, let's think about it. Let's assume you're a landlord, I told her. What could be your pain points? Like, what does a landlord think about when they receive a phone call from their tenant saying, hey, I want to move out sooner. I know my lease is not up for 6 months, but I want to move out now. Or within the next, well, obviously not now, maybe not now, but within the next 30 to 60 days, right? The first thing the landlord's going to think about is, well, now I have to put up ads. That stinks. Then I have to screen those people. Well, before screening, they have to actually coordinate showings, right? While you are living there. Then they have to screen the people. Then they might have to do some repairs maybe after you leave. And lastly, it's probably the most important one, is they're thinking, well, we're probably gonna lose a month of rent as the landlords, right? And no landlord wants to lose a month's rent. In the perfect scenario, I say a landlord would love if one tenant moves out, the new tenant moves in the next day. And even that's really hard to do. If you keep your lease, if you're the renter, if you keep your lease for the actual time, usually that landlord is gonna, in most cases, lose a few weeks. But what if, I told her, what if we went to your landlord and said, look, here's the situation. I'm really excited. My husband and I, we just can't wait to buy our first home. We feel like this is our time. We're fully pre-approved. We would like to be homeowners just like you are, Mr. Landlord, right? They're a homeowner. Why would they not support you being a homeowner, I told her. I was like, then you lead into saying, look, however, I do understand that what the challenges will be for you. So here's what we'll do for the situation in order to make this as easy as we can for you, Mr. or Mrs. Landlord, right? So I told her to say, look, we will actually put the ads up, she told the landlord. We will actually schedule the showings, right, around our schedule since we're living there, so that's easy. We will then find out who is really interested, and if you even want, give us the application, we'll have them fill it out. And we'll only give you the applicants that are absolutely serious, that will actually send us the application, which I will then forward to you so you can do your final screening. And then better yet, what if we actually do it and plan it in a way where we move out and they move in, and if there's any minor repairs, we'll take care of it prior to the new tenant moving in. How does that sound, Mr. Landlord? Now, if I'm the landlord, or if you're the landlord, what would you say? It's almost impossible to get mad in that situation. And that's exactly what happened for her. She called, and I remember she called me right before she was gonna make that phone call to the landlord. And we went through the script again because she was nervous. And so she felt equipped, she was ready to go. Then after, she called me and she was so stunned and surprised, like, I can't believe it, like he was completely cool with everything. And like, I was like, yeah, because you hit all the pain points, right? And it's really hard. Like I've tested this several times with many clients now. And it's almost, I don't remember once where a landlord got mad at the tenant. If they say it correctly, right? If they communicate this script that I give them correctly, which I just given you, right? So just think about the pain points. So if you are an agent working with a renter that wants to be a buyer, or if you're an investor and you have a buyer that comes and is interested in buying a house and they're still renting and their lease isn't up, don't worry. Use this script, equip the tenant to talk to their landlord in this way that I just told you, and believe me, it will actually work out in your favor, and you will have an amazing buyer ready to go and purchase your house. And that's how you create a win-win. Analyzing a property before you buy it is obviously very important. However, what I find that most people just do it wrong. And I know that alone, one mistake could cost you tens and thousands of dollars. It could literally cost you your business. And I don't want that to happen to you. So I created a step-by-step property analysis guide sheet to walk you through exactly what to look for to make sure your deal that you're looking at is worth buying. To get the property analysis guide sheet, just go to randyzimnock.com.